Welcome to this video. I'm Ingo from Roast Rebels, and today I will explain you the differences between the two Hottop models KN-8828B-2K and the one with the same name but with a plus at the end. But before we do that, we will have a look at the similarities of the two roasters. And if you have a look at them, you can see obviously they are quite the same. So the whole construction of the roaster is the same. The way heat is transferred and the way the airflow is working is the same. The differences of the roasters are mainly in the control panel, which is further developed in the newer model. So with both of them, you have control over heat and airflow, but with the older model, you have heat transfer controlled in 10 steps and airflow in 4 steps. And in addition to that, there are small buttons with which you can control it, which makes it a bit slower to change the setting of the roasters. With the new model, you have 100 steps instead of 10 steps for the heat transfer and 10 steps instead of 4 steps for the airflow. But mainly you have very nice turning knobs, which are also adaptive on how fast you turn them. So you can precisely change it, make very small changes, or also if you turn them fast, you can do big changes in a very short time. So this is a nice thing about the roaster. The whole control panel is more clearly visible in all the setting at the same time. And another difference is that this roaster has now, in addition to the bean temperature, which both of them have, this roaster has a second thermocouple, which is placed a little bit higher, which measures also the environmental temperature. That gives you a bit more control on the roast development. But the main and most spectacular difference, in my opinion, is like this little USB port here. So the new roaster can be easily connected to your PC or to your Mac, and there with the Artisan software. So on one point, it makes it much more easy to record the roasts. So just to explain here, if you want to really work on your roast profiles, develop your roasts, it's necessary to write down, to make protocols of your roast. And if you use the old models, or like in a traditional way, you made little dots on a paper, and like that you can see the roast profile, the roast curve. If you have Artisan, it's directly controlled in your computer, and there are also some important factors like the so-called rate of rise, or also the roast development time percentage, which is calculated on time in your Artisan software, which makes it much more easy to really work on your roast profiles. But you cannot only record your roast profiles in Artisan, you can also control the roasters via Artisan. And this is especially interesting if you do automatic roasts. So both roasters have inside a functionality to do automatic programmed roasts. But in fact, I don't really like this functionality, because if you have, for example, a different temperature outside or different bean temperature, different amount of beans that you put in the roaster, then it doesn't really work anymore. So if you want to do automatic roast, then I really recommend to do this on Artisan. There is a function with the so-called alarms, where you can make settings based, for example, on the bean temperature, and then program some automatic roasting programs in your PC. This is much more precise and much better working. So in short, both machines are constructed the same, so you can do the same roasts on both of these machines. So the big difference really is this connection to Artisan, which helps you to record the roasts, to connect them to taste profiles, to give you real-time precise measurements like rate of rise or roast development time percentage. So if you really want to seriously work on profiles, if you need this machine to develop roast profiles for your production roaster, or to really learn about the roasting, then the functionality of this Artisan connection is really highly recommended. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you want to know more about the roasters, then go to the other videos as well on our channel. Follow our channel not to miss anything. And in any way, you can always ask me. I always look forward to hearing from you. And you can find my contact details directly on our website, roastrebels.com.